Video games are one of the best entertainment mediums of modern times, and are quickly establishing themselves as an art form for incredibly creative and talented minds to share their ideas. Welcome to 5 Gaming Gents today with me, Will, and today I'll be going through what I consider to be the top 10 best games of all time. Just remember this is my opinion, so don't get in a hissy fit if you disagree. Now without further ado, let's start the list! And kicking off our list at number 10 we have Halo 3. Do you remember when Halo was one of the greatest names in gaming? Well, if you do, it was quite a while ago now, and this game is the game you probably think of. By far the best in the Halo series, Master Chief's third outing is my favourite FPS of all time. Not only featuring insanely fun split-screen and online multiplayer mode, it also has a fantastic and engrossing story mode which can be completed in co-op with a friend if you want. The conclusion to the original Halo series is big, explosive, and it has a genuinely good story. Can you believe it? An FPS with a great story! It also has one of the best Forge modes in any Halo game, enabling you to create your own maps and share and play them with your friends. It's just a fantastic game, and without a doubt, the best shooter I've ever played. And to 343 Studios, a game without split-screen multiplayer and without a Forge mode is not a Halo game, okay? It is not. Get your shit together, mate.
This is the way the world ends.
And number 9 is Guitar Hero 3: Legends of Rock. This one brings back memories. A series which should have died of dignity a long time ago. This game is without a doubt the best in this series, featuring the best list of songs from legends such as the Rolling Stones, the Smashing Pumpkins, Rage Against the Machine, and of course, the greatest band of all time, Pearl Jam. This is an absolute blast to play through. Featuring difficulty settings so complete beginners to absolute gods can play, it is a truly brilliant experience. The multiplayer mode is also amazingly fun. One of my greatest achievements in gaming was 100%ing the killers when you were young for the 3rd time on expert difficulty. I literally shacked bricks, I was so pumped. It's not for everyone, but it's an absolute classic and a nostalgic favourite of mine that I think everyone should play at least once. And at number 8 is XCOM: Enemy Unknown. A fantastic squad-based strategy game in which you battle for Earth survival. XCOM is a brutally difficult but nevertheless an endlessly entertaining game. Reviving the classic title's stunning results, Firaxis' strategy game is almost perfect. It starts by easing you into the challenge, but after about 3 missions, the game lets go of the stabilizers and you instantly find yourself pedaling through a shitstorm. It's unforgiving if you make a mistake, and sometimes you'll have an anger fit when a position you painstakingly set up is instantly wrecked by a swift alien sneak attack, but my word is it glorious when you taste victory after a perfect mission. It is also gloriously customizable, with almost all aspects of your troops being editable to your choice. My personal preference is a bright neon green squad myself for camouflage purposes, and due to every game being different, it has a real replay value. Also has a brilliant multiplayer mode where you can play as the overpowered as hell aliens. It's great fun, great game, fantastic.
Soldiers with weapons and body armor unlike anything he's ever seen.
And number 7, Sid Meier's Civilization 5. When I talk about this game, I'm of course speaking about it after the Brave New World expansion, which turned a relatively okay game into a legendary one. Civ 5 is truly the best 4X strategy game out there. It's addictive, challenging, and just an all-round fun experience. In this board game-like challenge, you must take on the role of one of the great historical leaders, and lead your nation from the Stone Age to the far future, in the hope of making it the greatest civilization that ever lived. Each Civ is unique with its own special abilities and playstyle, which means you can literally play the game endlessly with a new challenge each time. The multiplayer is spectacularly fun, as you compete with your friends to build cities, wonders of the world, and battle it out to become either the great scientific power, the military force of the world, the great cultural centre, or simply become democratically voted leader of the world through backhanded deals. It's challenging, fun, and extremely addictive, all the things that make up a great game.
I'm mighty suspicious of what's going on.
Well done, Will. Well played. So how did you
NumberSix. Fallout New Vegas. I could spend all my time on this game talking about its vast superiority to Fallout 4, but I shall hold myself back. Obsidian's 2010 effort is the best in the Fallout series, combining the RPG elements with the shooter mechanics much better than in Bethesda's recent endeavour. The perk system, the karma system, almost everything allows for more customization in your character, rather than, in the newest one, worried parent, moral parent, or sarcastic parent. You can be a real arsehole in New Vegas if you want, and that's something I missed. The story is also much better, but let's be honest, no one plays Fallout for the story missions. You can literally do all the side quests before you even enter Vegas itself in this game. But even then, the side quests are less repetitive. Each has their own unique story, characters and conclusion, and it actually makes you want to do more. Its graphics may look a bit dated now, there's the typical bugs, the classic dialogue which freezes time and space so you can talk to an unblinking, unflinching demon from the pits of hell. And yes, there are the hilariously over-the-top evil faction of Caesar's Legion who literally crucify people, but it's just a better game overall. It's the best in this series, a fantastically entertaining post-apocalyptic open world. Just ignore the Casimadors. And at number 5, Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic. Another nostalgic choice to me. It is the first PC game I ever remember playing when I was younger. But I shall not be blinded by those damned rose-tinted glasses and give the honest truth. Not only does this feature a better story, better characters, and better themes than any of the prequel trilogy, but it's also one of the greatest RPGs ever made. This game put BioWare on the map and paved the way for their own original sci-fi saga just 5 years later. Featuring one heck of a story, BioWare created their own lore and galaxy set 5,000 years before the original trilogy, and I have to say, it's probably some of the best of the extended universe. You play as a man or woman who wakes up aboard a starship with no memory of who you are or how you got there, and, long story short, you turn out to be the only one who can restore the Jedi Order or be the one to finally destroy it. With slick, squad-based, classic RPG combat, a brilliant set of side characters, and an absolute whopper of a conclusion, this is just a fantastic sci-fi experience. It may show its age now, but it's definitely still worth a play for any Star Wars fan or any fan of RPGs. And at number 4 is Europa Universalis 4. This game is grand strategy. In my opinion, this is the best strategy game ever made, and this might be a less than subtle hint that there's no more strategy games on the list. But it is truly epic in scale. Take control of a nation in the world in the year 1444 and lead them through almost 400 years of history, building an empire, colonizing, turning yourself into a global superpower. Indeed, it does throw you in at the deep end, and it will take you at least 200 hours of gameplay to be not considered a noob by its community, but once you've got to grips with the mechanics, it is a fantastically entertaining historical romp. Having said that, After over 500 hours, sorry, I'm still not completely sure how trade works. I mean, when I edit my trade system, my income goes up, so I must be doing something right, but how the hell does it actually work? Its multiplayer has server issues, but it's glorious when it does work, and you will literally spend thousands of hours playing this game. Yeah, just having said that, let's just take a look at the hours that Oliver and Fish has spent on the game. Holy crap! Holy crapping crap! For any historical nerd or strategy geek, this is a must-buy. Grand Strategy cannot get any bigger or more epic than this. Yes, it's difficult and initially overwhelming, but it has a hugely rewarding payoff. This is a must have in your collection.
Wow. That's amazing.
Just wait, and it's all...
Everyone, nobody type anything, just don't bag out any comments.
Yes!
Yes!
Music should start.
I'm part of it! Fucking huzzah!
Please, please. If you wish, I can read the bit on Game of Thrones that I'm currently on.
Oh no! Why, God?
Deleted. 0.8% deleted.
Now we've got to do is just wait again.
Stare.
Headphone will click on Yeah,
You will fucking load your computer. Fucking hell! Oh no, it's great. Great.
It's stuck
So,
on
it's lift music.
0.8%.
It's slightly sexual lift music.
What? Not at all.
And at number 3 is The Walking Dead. Now we're really getting into the big boys here. These top 3 are the truly amazing games that I've played. Without Telltale's The Walking Dead, episodic video games would not be as big as they are today. It's just simple as. This adaptation of Robert Kirkman's fantastic comic series perfectly captures that sense of dread, the despair, and that glimmer of hope that humanity and morality isn't lost in a world gone mad, which characterizes the entire comic series. This isn't necessarily a fun game, on the contrary, it's the game equivalent of watching all of your dreams, your loved ones, and everything you've ever cared about being repeatedly destroyed before your eyes. But there is a light side, a humour, a hope, which radiates from one thing: Clementine. She is without a doubt not only one of the best child characters in gaming, but also one of the best female characters. She is strong, independent, intelligent, and just endlessly hopeful that Lee will fix this world for her. The player truly feels a sense of responsibility, a source of paternal instinct to make sure this abandoned child lives throughout this nightmare. And this only makes the game's utterly soul-crushing ending all the more depressing. Your choices will haunt you, what you do to survive will make you hate yourself, but the game is nevertheless a truly rewarding and emotional rollercoaster. Season 2 may not have reached the same lofty heights of greatness, but Telltale have indeed created something truly special. Cannot wait for Season 3.
Kill him, cat. You want to get violent, old fuck? Well, come on!
I don't know who you are or what you did, but you better become a better liar fast. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry I wasn't here.
And at number 2 is Mass Effect 2. By far the best game in the trilogy, Mass Effect 2 seamlessly blends action and RPG into an amazing third-person adventure. Now, many of my friends may be surprised to find this game from the number 2 spot, considering I've played through this game 7 times. It was literally the only game I played between the ages of 14 and 16. I'm not even exaggerating. This is because Mass Effect 2, in my opinion, is the best RPG I've ever played. I know some people will disagree, but this is my opinion and my list. While indeed the RPG elements are scaled back in BioWare's sequel to their 2008 masterpiece, they're still ever present, and Commander Shepard remains one of the most customizable protagonists in gaming. Taking the Empire Strikes Back line of sequels, it's darker, it's bigger, it's longer, and there's some real plot elements that you simply could not see coming. I mean, Commander Shepard dies in the opening of the game. What a curveball, BioWare. The cast and crew are without a doubt the best ensemble of teammates in any game, each with their own unique stories, missions, and abilities. The class system itself allows you to play in totally unique playstyles, and what's more, the combat is refined, squad commands are simplified, the overall combat is smoother, faster, and just better. BioWare seemingly improved in every department in comparison to the first game, and the ending, Christ the ending, is one of the best final missions I've ever played. Everything, your upgrades, your squad loyalty, your choices, how well you know your individual squad mates, even your ordering of previous missions, all culminate in a final, highest of stakes suicide mission, which is just that. Everyone, even Shepard, can die in the finale. It is a true cinematic, explosive experience, which is a must-play for everyone. Now, what can top this gem? Well, you're about to find out.
We have to give everything, even if that means our lives. We will stop at nothing. We will fight for the lost.
And my #1 favourite game of all time is Life is Strange. Without a doubt the best game I've ever played in my life. It is just the most beautiful, emotionally devastating and powerful game I've ever had the pleasure of experiencing. A story which, on the outset, is centered on the consequence of time travel and changing your past, actually has a much deeper and more meaningful subtext. It's a story of the loss of innocence, the transition from child to adult, discovering who you really are as a person, and the conflict between choice and destiny. The tale of Max Caulfield touches on real-life issues that no other game has really attempted to. Bullying, teenage depression and suicide, drugs, domestic violence, just to name but a few. But don't not handle these topics with the respect and sensibility that they deserve. They are not gamified, but presented to the player in a way to make them think. This is one of those games that will be remembered as part of a select few, which helped to solidify games as an art form, and proves that they can be just as engrossing as film or television. Whether it be from its incredible narrative, to its beautifully hand-drawn visuals, or the near-perfect performances, or even the stunning music, Life is Strange is as close to perfect as a game can possibly be. What's more, the relationship between Max and Chloe is one of the best examples of romantic relationships in games. It is an unspoken bond that grows throughout the episodes, if you allow it, into something more, but you don't need to be physically shown or explicitly told of their love because it has developed organically, and the emotional investment of the player in their relationship is unlike anything I have ever witnessed in gaming. It may not have a wide open world, bountiful side quests, nor is it an insanely difficult challenge, and it doesn't have a multitude of mechanics or high-octane action extravaganza, but it is the most powerful experience you can have in gaming, no question. I may be gushing, but it's just because, in my opinion, it's the best game ever made. I literally have the biggest gaming hangover I've ever had of this game. Trying to stop myself playing it just one more time is one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. Does that make me sad? I don't care. I just wish I could experience it for the first time all over again, and that, when it comes down to it, is one of the major reasons why it is my favourite game of all time.
Start from the beginning. Hey! Max? Chloe? Oh, get in, Max! In the bathroom today. You set off the alarm. You hella saved my life. Don't ever touch me again! Then I realized I had a choice. Hey, you okay? And the power to change everything. Bang! What the hell? Come on, slowpoke!
If I see you here again, you'll learn all about real trouble.
So, what would you do now?
So there we are, my top 10 games of all time. What do you think? What are your personal favourites? Let us know in the comments and stay tuned for more awesome game-based content on 5 Gaming Gents.